Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I just want to do a deal breakdown of a real estate deal that we closed here recently, on Friday. Um, just want to do a deal breakdown on this property. Here I'm showing, you know, my CRM that I use, Podio, and I pay I pay someone to basically upgrade it at my Podio, and I pay them monthly. I can share all that stuff in another video of how my actual CRM Podio works. It's very nice. I'll do a video on that another time. But today I just want to do a deal breakdown of a deal that we closed here recently. Here last Friday. It was a very easy deal. It's probably one of the easiest deal I've ever done. It took 30 days to get this closed. The seller was really cool. We didn't even negotiate our price because he gave us a price that makes sense, and he knew what the market was. He's a pretty smart. He's probably one of the smartest sellers I've dealt with. He owns like a septic company, so he knew a lot about the market, what's land going for in the area. So he wanted to get out the property. We caught him on a great time. Like here, we called on the date was this league was created on January 2nd. So my cold caller called him on the second. This was probably I don't remember I don't know what list this was, but I believe this was like a list that I pulled over a year ago for Kaufman County. This is a county in east of Dallas. It was Kaufman County land. I think that owned over 10 years, I believe. It was either 5 or 10 years. I don't remember, but usually I think it was 5 years, 5 plus years of ownership. Yeah, it was 5 plus years of ownership for Kaufman County land that I pulled over a year ago. And this is an older list, but we changed how we market. Last year we were doing a lot of texting, but with texting regulation that started coming down like crazy, our delivery rate was dropping like crazy. So I said, fuck it, let's just go back to cold calling. That was bread and butter for the while, so let's just go back to cold calling. Um, so yeah, so this was a lead that my cold caller called on January 2nd. He was saying he was interested in selling. When my cold caller actually called him, he said that he just left the land, the lot that he owned. He was just there checking out for the first time in over a year, and he said that and then he probably thought to himself, yeah, he wants to sell. So we caught him at the great time, perfect timing. He checked that lot out for the first time in like over a year, he said, and he said, I want to sell now. And my cold caller called him right after that. So it was God's timing, man. For real. It was God's timing right there. So yeah, so lead came in on the second. You know, this is a vacant lot in Kaufman County. It's about 1.3 acres. Maybe a little. Yeah, it was 1.3 acres. Has no utilities. There's utilities on the street though. It just need to be installed, tapped in on a lot. You know. Um, a lot of trees, stuff like that on there. It's undeveloped lot. That's basically what it is. It's a cheap undeveloped lot, but it has a lot of potential in that area. It's outside the city limits, so you could put either a mobile home or you can build a new home on it. It's up to you. There is mobile homes in the area, selling. There is land over there that's selling as well. So he wanted 33,000 on this piece of property. When I checked the comparables in the area, that price was very, we can move on that price. That's what makes sense. Um, I was trying to negotiate a little bit, but he already knew the market. Like I said, he was a smart guy. He already knew the market. He even said that's a pretty easy deal. He said that was a pretty, reasonable price. That's what he just kept saying. And I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't want to negotiate too much, haggle him. So I said did 33. 33,000 a lot. I saw some comparables in the area. Land was probably selling on 50. I saw one was selling for 58. I think I saw one that closed at 60. So I was like, okay. So I was thinking maybe, hey, we could probably sell those around the 50K, 55K range, something around there. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's do 33,000. Um, Locked up for 33,000. Let me scroll down here. Yep, this property's in Scary, Texas. So Scary, Texas, that's outside. It's Coffin County, east of Dallas, like an hour east of Dallas. I never checked the property out. I was never at the property. This everything I do is virtual. But especially land is very, if it's not there, if there's no Google Maps, you can just, you can do your kind of your best due diligence on like an area view. So this property wasn't, I couldn't see nothing on Google Maps, but I did a little area view of the property, and I could tell, and I had the outlines of the property well, so I was knew what I was getting into. It's not in a flood zone. Always make sure your lots are in a flood zone or not a flood zone. If it's in a flood zone, those lots are worth like 90% of the value, man. Because the insurance and a possibility of flooding is those costs is crazy. So never mess with flood zone lots, man. Unless you're getting it for stupid cheap, stupid cheap. So so yeah, so this property was scary. I gave him an offer on the following day, I believe. Yep, on the third. I gave him an offer. I said that's all we can do 33,000. And yeah, so we locked it up here on. Let me scroll down. Yeah, so he locked it up here on the fourth. He signed the contract on the fourth. I sent the contract on the third. He signed it over on the fourth. This is my deposit, $100. That was on the contract. My deposit, that's basically what I get back after closing. If I don't close on it, he keeps the $100. But if I do close, I get the $100 back. So yeah, so we locked it up on the fourth. Um, Next day, I did a mass email blast to a couple to my buyers list. I have over 1,500 buyers, probably 1,700 buyers now. These are people that are, I've contacted in the past. I've worked with in the past. These are people I've met, through real estate events, or a lot of my, probably like 60% of my buyers are from from Facebook. Facebook is really easy to get, really easy to find buyers because, you know, especially if you're in the right Facebook groups and marketplace, and mutuals, your deal gets shown to a lot of buyers, potential buyers as well. So yeah, so I did a mass email blast to my buyers. I had a couple people that were interested in it. I was, like I said, I was trying to get it at the yeah, I was trying to sell at 58. I knew I couldn't really get to that 58, to be honest, but I just said, hey, it's like hey, it's kind of shaky. If it was like over a year ago when the market was really good, I probably would have sold it for like 55, 58. But the market is really shaky, so yeah. I marked it out. Some people interested. A lot of people checked the lot out. People were interested, but I ended up selling to this guy that's a well-known buyer in Kaufman County. He gave me he was the only one that really gave me an offer, like a really solid offer, and seemed like a trustworthy guy. So yeah, so I sold it to him for 42,000. Yeah, it's a 9K spread. So 33 contract seller, 42 contract buyer. So that leaves us with 9K. 9K, I'll take the 9K. And yeah, so it was a really easy deal. We got this closed here within 30 days. It took a little bit over, I think maybe like 32, 33 days. It took a little bit over because, like I said, um, um, no, I didn't say this actually. So what happened was, um, this property was under a contract for deed type of thing. So the title company, the seller, and the people that he's paying monthly to, um, they were working out some paperwork and stuff, and it was taking a while from the other company to respond. That's why it took longer, honestly. If it didn't take too long, we probably could have closed this within 3 weeks, maybe even 2 weeks if we had, if I had if the survey came in faster. If I ordered the survey actually faster because I didn't order the survey. I thought I did, but I didn't. So after got all the paperwork, so it took another week after. So probably gonna get this closed in 3 to 4 weeks, but it took a little bit over 4 weeks because this paperwork and not me ordering a survey. So that was L on my part. Usually the buyer orders a survey, but the buyer seemed like a really he seemed like a really busy guy, so he told me to order it, and he's really hard at communicating too. Like it took him a couple more days extra because he doesn't communicate as well, so I have to keep calling and reaching out to him. And he said, "Oh, I'll send the wire. I'll send the wire." And it took him like an extra day or two to actually send the wire. Kind of got me scared at the end because we're right here closing, and this guy has not responded to his calls or emails or texts, about him sending the wire. So I was just like, kind of scared for a second, but he eventually did, you know. Um, but I do want to touch back on, the paperwork stuff. This was a contract for deed type of thing, which I've never dealt with this before. It was a weird situation. So the deed wasn't really in the seller's name, but he was paying monthly on it. And I'll never, no one should ever do that. Texas outlawed that recently because they said that was just not lawful, which definitely is. If you're making payments on a property, yeah, that should be yours. As long as like the more whoever you're paying is on the first lien position, that's all that matters. So whenever you sell, they'll have to they'll be getting their money. And this guy owed, I think he owed about 9K left. So they owe 9K left. So um they paid off that 9K and he walked away with the rest. I think he walked away after that. It was like 24, 25K. He walked away. So yeah. So this was something I had to learn. Contract for D. Never dealt with this before. Kind of weird situation, but title company was great handling the paperwork and mortgage company and seller was great as well. So yeah, so locked up for 33, sold it for 2, made 9K within 4 weeks, within a little bit over 30 days, but 4.5 weeks. Yeah, sure, 4.5 weeks. So closes on the 9th, so a little bit over 30 days, 9K. Just deal breakdowns, property, vacant lot property. Like I said, yeah. Let me know if you guys want me to do more real estate deals breakdowns. I can do a lot of these. I can do breakdowns of my CRM. I can do contract. I can do everything. This is I just this year I wanted to do some content, so I'm starting with real estate. This is my bread and butter, and we'll go from there. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and yeah, let me know what you guys think.